Welcome to today's video. Today, I'm going to show you how the mindset behind making phone calls and why we do that. We're going to talk about that. And so the mindset is going to be very important to everything we do in real estate and investing. So I'm going to show you how to quickly get the mindset of an investor. And it does not take a ton of education. It doesn't take a ton of savvy or anything like that. So if you want to get into real estate and into other ways of diversifying your portfolio, etc., for retirement and for the time being, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button, and you comment below and you share your thoughts, hit the notification bell. But without further ado, let's get into it. And so here's what I wanted to talk to you. We've been making these phone calls, and you go back to the videos and you will see that we make a ton of phone calls, talk to a ton of motivated sellers and unmotivated sellers. But we're talking to them about pretty much selling us their home. But why? You know, are we going to wholesale it? A lot of them we do. Are we going to flip it? Some of them we do. But is that the goal? No, absolutely not. So today, let's talk about the goal and how quickly you can get the right mindset behind these phone calls. So I'll just start with a little bit of my journey. And that is in 2002, I was working at the Scottsdale Airport in Arizona. And I got to meet a lot of celebrities like Charles Barkley, Britney Spears at the time. This is back in 2002. They were the hot thing at the time. And I got to meet a lot of people. And I got to, I was just, I was carrying bags, their luggage and stuff. I was working at what we call the line shack there at the airport. And I began to ask a ton of questions and stuff. And I met a very rich doctor who took me under his wing. And he owns a very large corporation, or was the heir of a very large corporation that's been around since the 1800s. And he gave me a book, and that book was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. His name was Dr. Dale. And in that book, I learned how to think like an investor. But we want to narrow down that book. And so you don't take a whole lot of time listening to the whole story. Pretty much, investors buy assets. That's it. That's it, quickly. So spend your life buying assets. So that's what I heard back then. That's what I wanted to achieve. And that's what I set out to do. So the question was, how do I start? What is an asset and how do I get one? And how much do I have to pay for it, right? How much do I have to save to buy it? Then I discovered that you don't really pay for these. You get seller financing. And what is an asset? So an asset is, you know, something. It's just something that puts money in your pocket, whether you work or not. That's it. That's an asset. And so the most popular asset, my number, let's go from 3, 2, and 1. So my top 3. So the third asset that I love, number 3, is going to be a business. I love a business. So if you so go out and buy 2 books by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and then Cash Flow Quadrant. And so a business, I needed to get my hands on a business. So I didn't know that you could buy businesses back then. But so I decided to start a business, and I started a digital marketing company. This is in 2002. And so I was one of the first people that, the first wave of us that became digital marketers, and I'm still one today. I have a marketing degree from FSU. I have a master's degree in marketing, digital marketing, but I started back then. And so I put out bandit signs, and I wrote, you know, need a website, and then my phone number below. within 5 minutes, boom, of putting up a sign like that, people started hearing about websites in 2002. And people, early adopters, they were like, oh yeah, I'll get a website. And so I got $10,000 for that website. I'm like, boom, I have a business. Not so fast. I became self-employed, right? But that's a whole different story that we won't get into. But that's number 3. It's a business. I discovered that to buy a business or to own a business, you have to work on the business, not in the business. You can't be the operator, right? So, but that's number 3. You have to have a business that works whether you work or not. Number 3. Number 2 is real estate. That's my favorite way to buy an income producing asset, right? And so that could be in the form of a rental or the form of a flip or something like that, right? So there's many ways in real estate. You can do a syndication, I mean, things like that, right? But then my number one way to create income producing properties or income producing assets is to treat my IRA, my retirement account. And at the time I had one. And so, today, I learned certain aspects of it, but long story short, you can turn your IRA into a business. And if you have an IRA today, that is a business. It's an income producing business. However, it makes more money for the broker, for the advisor, than it does for you. That's what I learned. So brokers are making money from your money. It's kind of like the bank. You go and put money in a savings account. That money is making money, but it's not making money for you. It's making money for the bank. So the same way your IRA, your 401k is making money for the broker, the Liberty so-and-so that manages your 401k, right? They're the ones making the bulk of the money. They're taking your money and they're investing it in stocks and everything else. Some of them invest in real estate, right? And like REIT and so forth. And so they think, oh, you're investing in real estate, but no, you're not. So what you want to do is you want to have a self-directed IRA that acts as a bank, right? And so with that, you can buy a bunch of stuff. You can invest in my other 2 favorite things, which is, number 3 is businesses, and number 2 is going to be real estate. So you can buy tax liens, for example, in number 2, which is real estate, and then the interest goes into your IRA and it's tax free. Or you can give a business owner a loan like the bank would, right? And to buy a truck, and then they make payments to your IRA every month as they pay off the truck, as the bank would. They pay you interest on that loan. So you can turn your IRA is already a business, okay? It's only making more money for the people behind, the brokers and so forth. It needs to be making money for you. So top 3, very simple: businesses, automation, and then, real estate, and then your IRA. Those top 3 things need to produce money in your sleep, whether you work or not. So what I began to do is I began to understand that. And then, I built a business. I tried to figure out how it would work without me, whether I worked or not. I needed to do that. It does that today. Number 2, I needed to get real estate that would work for me, whether I worked for it or not. Wholesaling doesn't do that. Flipping doesn't do that. So, but income producing real estate properties, they do that. Okay. And number 1, your IRA can be a combination of all of the previous two strategies. So here are the two things to remember to wrap up this very quick video before we start making phone calls. And that is this: spend your time acquiring income producing assets. So I want you to remember two things. Build a machine that produces cash flow. Okay. And number two, build a machine that produces clients. Okay. So here are two things to write down, and I will put that in the description below. It will go something to this effect. Number one, build a machine that produces cash flow, and it's evergreen. It keeps doing it, whether you work or not. Okay. Number two, build a machine that produces clients, and it's evergreen. It never stops. You set it up today, and it forever will keep getting you clients, whether you work or not. So when you do those two activities, you can participate in businesses and in real estate. And you can do those two things inside your IRA, okay? Your retirement account. You can do that today. You can become the bank for a lot of people that need you. A lot of people need you, you know, and they make you more money than some corporation managing your money for you. So again, you know, I took notes here. Number one, build a machine that produces cash flow for you forever, whether you work or not. Okay, real estate does that, right? So businesses do that. They produce cash flow automatically for you, businesses in real estate. Then the other thing is build a machine as an entrepreneur that generates clients, sales for you, and they're evergreen, whether you work or not. That's it. Two things, very simple. And those are the two things that we will talk about in this channel. I will show you how we can build a machine that produces cash flow. That's why we call these homeowners all the time. We are trying to buy a income producing property, cash flow, right? So you can do that with real estate quite easily. One property makes you an investor. One property does that for you, right? And if you want to partake in some of the properties that I call and we get under contract and that sort of thing, keep watching the videos. You will see me go through the calls, and you will see, you know, these properties that we are trying to get under contract all the time. You know, and some we do. And if you want to buy them as your income producing asset, contact me. You know, my website is on the channel, and you go to the about page of this channel and click on the website, contact me, or send me a email to the email address below, and you can literally start buying these properties. Partner with me, and I get these properties all the time. And my clients, a lot of people have emailed me and messaged me and asked me, what exactly do I do? Well, I find you assets. So, and I find my clients asset. I find assets for people who want to invest in their retirement accounts, and I find assets for them, and assets that produce income and produce cash flow. I go ahead and buy them, and that's the calls that you see me make all the time. A lot of them are not going to be good investments, but the ones who are, you know, I find those for my clients. So I have clients that pay me. You know, when they purchase these properties, they give me a fee, and you know, they buy the property, and sometimes I rehab them and I sell them to people like you who want to buy an income producing property so that you don't have to work. So that's one thing. Another thing is I do flips sometimes, and sometimes not anymore as much as I was doing before. And that's also an income producing asset because you know, self-directed IRA lenders, give me a loan for like a year or in a day so that they don't pay capital gains and so forth. And I go and I flip a property, you know, and we share on the upside of that property. Okay. So that's what I do. And it's whatever we agree. You give me a call and we can set that up. So everybody's making money, everybody's happy, and your IRA is growing faster than if you had it with like Vanguard, who, by the way, I just saw a couple of days ago, they filed for bankruptcy again. All of you guys out there investing with Vanguard, they're making most of the money. They're giving you peanuts. I can do much better than Vanguard does for you. I guarantee you. I can make you more money than Vanguard ever did. I can make you more money than Berkshire Hathaway. I can make you more money than any of these people. I can make you more money than the REITs that you're investing in. I can do that like that, you know, and that is because the majority of my activities are dedicated to making money in real estate. So that is number two, right? And the number three activity is, you know, we go and we create, again, a machine that produces clients on demand. So my business produces clients on demand. For example, this video here, it is, I'm setting this up as an evergreen client producing video, and this video doesn't go away, right? It lives on YouTube, and more people keep finding it and keep finding it. And we're creating a community where we are making money in real estate, right? But we also do marketing, because I still own my marketing companies, right? So we go and we, for example, we find clients for, let's say, roofers, because a roofer has the same client as us. They're trying to get in touch with the homeowner, which is the same thing as investors. We're all doing this. So there's this whole network that we have developed that our clients need us to set up two things. Number one, they want an evergreen source of clients if they're a roofing company, right? Or they are, let's say, a restoration company, right? They want to have these clients come in all the time. They fix their property or these homeowners, and then, you know, everybody is happy. The client had the roof repaired, and the roofing company, you know, they're happy with the results from our services. So the trick is, again, number two is making sure that you produce, you buy assets that produce you cash flow. Number three is to acquire assets that bring you clients, right? If you're self-employed and if you have aspirations to becoming an entrepreneur, you gotta have that down. You gotta set up evergreen systems that produce you clients on demand, whether you work or not. But number one is you can do both of those inside your IRA. And I guarantee you already have an IRA, but, you know, Vanguard is been reaping the rewards, or Bank of America or Wells Fargo or JP Morgan, you know, because you have a CD or you have something like that, you have a savings account and you're keeping your money in there. The minute you deposit into your savings account and you think that you're doing great, and you are, I mean, it's great, to be commended to have some savings, right? But the bank is making money, boom, the minute you deposit that at the other branch, you know, let's say you're going into Chase Bank or JP Morgan Bank, the minute you deposit that money into that account, they're already at another branch lending that to somebody like me to go and buy a piece of real estate. So they're putting it to work. And whatever interest I'm paying JP Morgan for that loan to buy an income producing property, which we do all the time, that interest, the bank keeps, and they give you 1%, maybe 1%, but they probably give you 0.01%. If you have a CD, oh, you know, they'll pay you 2%. Oh, big whoop. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. So, so yeah, you're in this channel because you want to understand money, and you want to get properties, and maybe you want to wholesale them, which is great. All of that is great. That's what this channel is all about. But keep in mind, there are two things that you got to focus on. Build a machine that spits out assets that put money in your pocket, whether you work or not, and build a system that puts clients that are waiting to work with you, whether you work or not. Two machines. That's what we're going to be talking about in this channel. I hope you stick around, and I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions about any of this, feel free to call me, email me. Feel free to go on my website and contact me. Until then, please subscribe, like, and share, and comment below. Hit the notification bell. And now we go on to making some phone calls to find us what? To find us income producing assets. So we do. And the way we do that, and then our lenders come in, and you know, some roofers are my lenders as well. You know, we go and we ask them for a down payment. They're called gap lenders. Down payment could be $20,000 in a $200,000 property, because the bulk of it is carried by the bank. 20 grand, and I pay them fantastic returns, cash from cash return. Or if they want to stay in the deal, great. 20 grand keeps you in the deal. If you want to stay in the deal, you get cash flow every month. Boom, you just created an income producing income stream. People talk about multiple streams of income. How about having multiple properties that produce that multiple streams of income? And then you go and you start doing the same thing with businesses, and all of that out of your IRA. Stay tuned. I'm excited to go and find these income producing properties and income producing businesses and evergreen sales machines that work whether you work or not. So if you are an investor, if you're a self-employed individual, if you are out there looking for leads for your roofing company, keep following this channel. You know, I can't wait to keep creating content, excuse me, keep making content for you guys to enjoy. But I just wanted to give you the mindset behind everything we do in this channel. And until next time, thank you for being here. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.